Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Say Report. And a very happy birthday to me, your host, Devin Decker. Joining me, as always, my host companion, Siegen Sarwick. Siegen, I'm going to let you start this off so I can start some things off.
All right, birthday boy, you got it. Hey everybody, welcome to the first show of the new year. First of all, let's also make sure
Oh
that
yeah,
we
happy
mark that.
year, Earth. Happy
But yeah,
birthday,
today is
Earth.
Devin's birthday, and we don't usually record on his birthday. Usually we plan ahead. But for anybody that's been listening recently knows that last year was a little bit of a kick in the nuts across the board. So looking forward to 2026.
I mean, already kind of been a kick in the nuts 4 days in. Let's be honest. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, no, it's right. Yeah, usually we try to take our birthdays off, but all my plans for my birthday fell through due to weather and illness. So I thought, let's make it fun. And Siegen, tell the people how we're making it fun today.
Well, because as of this moment, Devin does not have hands.
No, I do not. I'm like Edward
Oh,
Scissorhands,
good.
but with 40-ounce malt liquor bottles.
So Devin has decided to play a game of Edward 40 Hands while we record today. And for those who don't know, it's a pretty straightforward game. Although Devin was kind enough to send me the quote unquote rules.
And again, those are just the first rules that come up when you Google Edward 40 Hands. And I
I
thought,
know why you needed to Google him.
well, I know the rules, but what if we have some listener out there, some innocent teenager, what has never played or even drank in an alcoholic beverage, and we should explain what we're doing in the basest terms. Plus, it's
Sure.
material
Yeah,
for
okay.
supplemental materials.
I just love the message that you sent along with it. You're going to need this link. Like, am I going to need this link?
Well, the fact of the
But
matter is,
essentially the rules are pretty straight.
in a normal episode, I would navigate to the website and I would read it. But I don't have usage on my hands right now.
But the rules are pretty straightforward. First of all, equipment is pretty funny. You need 40 ounces of malt liquor, your choice, and duct tape. Those are the only two things that you need. Setup: have a friend duct tape 40 ounces to your hands. Pretty straightforward, man. And then rules. After the 40s are taped to your hands, rendering them useless for anything other than lifting that delicious malt beverage to your mouth, you are playing Edward 40 Hands. You win by drinking both before your bladder explodes, freeing up your hands and allowing you to piss. I do like here, on a side note, it's not against the rules to have someone of the opposite sex help you if you need to relieve yourself before freeing up a hand.
See, I've never had that rule. I've never heard that rule. I'm glad we Googled this.
I have definitely seen. Now here's the thing. I have definitely heard that somebody can help you go to the bathroom. I don't know about the opposite sex nonsense. That just seems kind of like.
Let's be completely honest. The internet is the most homophobic thing in existence right now. You and I, we're theater majors, Siegen. We're evolved. If I gotta piss and I can't use my hands, friggin' ass, gas, or grass, baby. Any port of storm, if it's the difference between me having piss in my pants or in the toilet. That's me. I don't want to speak for you.
But or say into a query.
A query. That's clever. That's good wordplay. But yeah, so I mean, really, what I wanted to do, because it is my birthday, so I do want to do other stuff today. Me finishing these 40s is essentially the timer for this particular episode of the Say Report. Also, I love that we're doing this in a purely audio medium. There's no video. You don't know other than...
I was going to say, yeah, part of what's going on here that's a little bit of a bummer is that part of Edward 40 Hands is, as they said, rendering your hands useless for anything. Like, there's... Part of it is the fun of fucking around with the person who has their hands taped up. You know what I mean? Like that's just not going to get to happen now, right? Because normally so the few times that I have seen the game played, and I will say that I have had 40s in both my hands before, but they've never been attached. Let me put it that but I've seen this particular gameplay before at parties, and generally it's usually just one person is doing this. Like, it's not something that a group of people do. This is generally something that one person in the room is usually doing while everybody else is having their own kind of standard party. But part of the fun of that party is that this one person is doing it with 40 hands. So you get to kind of fuck around with them for the hour or so that they've got their hands taped up.
Yeah, this is a really good, if you want to punish somebody in like a fantasy league, making them be Edward 40 Hands for an event is a pretty solid punishment. I do it
I
for
saw it at a
fun.
bachelor party, right?
Nice,
Like, it was a pretty, you make the groom get his hands taped up for the night, and then everybody gets to throw money at him. That was also when dancers appeared, which was hilarious.
You know what is nice at the bachelor party? That whole opposite sex rule. Because then you're ideally surrounded by men at a bachelor party, right? Based on the
you have to go find somebody, right?
So you have to find a lady who's going to help you relieve yourself. You could also, you know what, as an additional wrinkle at a bachelor 40 hands, the fact that the stripper cannot assist. Jesus, I needed that to come out. But yeah, but we're also still going to try to do an episode of the Say Report. I don't know how good that's going to be with me drinking like this. But, some things have happened since our last episode. And I guess I'm going to just jump right into the fucking rabbit hole that I have fallen down that is Dubbed Chimpanzee Entertainment.
Oh man, Dev. Yeah. So for anybody that didn't listen, we did our Ninjativity, right? That was
it was part of Ninjativity.
We talked about it.
Right, we talked about Power Rangers, the movie, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, original full title, and
then
we talked about
Saturday
how
morning
Sabin,
Fox,
Sabin, or what is it, Saban is how you say the name of the company.
Saban,
they made a whole cottage industry out of just redubbing footage from Japan, and then eventually they flew so close to the sun that they did a show called Chimp Lips Theater, in which, excuse me, they kind of showed us behind the curtain, but with chimpanzees. So the chimpanzees are also dubbed, but they kind of show how they purchase material. One of the other things about Chimp Lips Theater, having now watched both pilots of it, is the fact that they also show how they would buy cartoons animated in other countries, and not just Japan. They have a lot of Dutch animation, like an old Gulliver's Travels and Cinderella, and how they would also just redub this animation stuff for Western audiences.
Yeah, so that was the bit, though, is that they were parodying the dubbing concept. They would show a clip of Power Rangers, but they would say silly shit over it, right? And, as opposed to, but the thing is it would look different than a normal episode of Power Rangers, because that's how they did Power Rangers.
Exactly. And there are 2 pilots of that, and I've watched both pilot episodes of Chimp Lips Theater, and I have to say, they made chimps fight. I feel bad for the chimpanzees in these videos.
Man, the treatment of animals in these situations is more often than not unfortunate.
Yeah. The whole thing in Gulliver's Travel, which Gulliver is voiced like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Hello, I'm Gulliver's Travels. I will book your trip for you. That's what he's doing. And the resort that he's booking them at has chimp wrestling, and the commercial for the resort mentions chimp wrestling 20 times, and every single time it is a different shot of the 2 chimpanzees fighting. And I'm just and you're just sitting there watching this happen, and it's not in nature. They're on a soundstage making these chimpanzees fight.
In costume, right?
They're in costume too. Duffy is one of the names of the chimps. I don't remember the one who's in charge's name. Duffy is kind of I'm going to say the Devin of the chimpanzees.
Duffy is the Frank's TV, right? He's the side.
Yeah, he's the sidekick. Which I don't know. Like, it's weird to break down. But yeah, so it was fun to watch those. But then Sejan had mentioned the Chimp Channel, TBS's, like, chimpanzee themed television show. And in searching for Chimp Lips Theater, I found a whole playlist on YouTube of, like, chimp entertainment. And when Chimp Lips Theater's second pilot, which is the one I saw with the Mighty Morphin Flower Rangers, sorry, which is Rita Repulsa as Julia's stepchild telling people how to make pineapple upside down cake. And that's where the whole, oh God, I don't remember what the first one is, but teriyaki, grape lollipop, soft shell crab, chili dogs, comes from, which is the whole thing that got us started on it. So then it goes into Chimp Lips Theater, which, like, crazy fucking voice actors were a part of Chimp Lips Theater. Like Jennifer Hale, who just celebrated her birthday, and Darren Norris and Richard Horvitz, you know, Invader Zim. Like, yeah. And there were 13 episodes of it, and it's basically, I mean, like, 30 Rock is what comes to mind, but with chimpanzee.
Yeah. The conceit, right? The structure of it is that they are putting on skits of some.
Well, it's a TV network. It is a TV network.
It's a TV network, and you're like basically like viewing various different commercials and shows on the network, right, and movies. And stuff.
Their big show is Tree Watch, which is Baywatch, but they work in the city park, making sure that people don't get caught in trees. But then, like, they also do, like, Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back with chimpanzees. But again, like, I watch these poor chimpanzees, and they're, like, in full costumes. Like, I think about how we're afraid of AI taking our jobs. At the turn of the millennium, there was, like, this real fear that could have existed that chimpanzees were just going to be the source of all of our entertainment. It's been crazy.
You know, it is. I do think you're right, though. I do think it's indicative of the kind of mindset of the 90s that we've talked about so many times of, like, you could just try fucking anything, man. Like, you put apes on screen for 30 minutes, you know, and, like, it leads to some really funny, like, satire and jokes. Like, I think my favorite of these is in Idiocracy, when the theater is just playing ass for like a 2-hour film of just some guy farting, right? Like that idea that is where we're headed for entertainment, that doesn't come from nowhere, man. Because if you look at shit like this in the 90s, like what we were actually doing, like it's insane what people were getting away with putting on TV for, you know. And the thing is that these would be shows that would play late at night when TV stations were traditionally used to signing off. Now that they were on 24 hours, what could they be what would they do in the wee hours in the morning? It's this kind of shit, you know. And like and they would put on these pilots and stuff, and that's when I would see a lot of this stuff. Oh, yeah. Would be like when I would be at sleepovers, or if I would be staying up late or something, I would catch Chimp Lips Theater, right?
Well, like the Chimp Channel feels like an early predecessor to something like Adult Swim. Because legitimately, all of the bumpers and everything becomes the Chimp Channel for TBS. Like, you're watching the Chimp Channel on the Superstation. It is insane. Like, the level of immersion, the kayfabe that they are expecting you to, like, buy into is legitimately next level for the Chimp Channel. And I wasn't going to talk about it, excuse me.
But you have like recurring like characters and stuff, right? Like,
oh yeah, like it's all. So the whole thing is set around. There's a new intern who's working at the Chimp Channel named Timmy, and he's voiced by Richard Horvitz. And it is basic. So he's kind of like your audience XP because he's seeing how everything works. But you have like the Larry King sort of late night talk show host in Murray Price, who's this chimpanzee who like sits and interviews people. You have Marina, who's the sex symbol chimpanzee, who I don't know the actual gender of the chimpanzee who's portraying her. But yeah, you have that. You have, I can't think of Brent something. Brent Holiday, maybe. I don't know his name, and I'm okay that I don't know his name. I had originally said I'm not going to talk about Chimp Lips Theater until I've watched all 13 episodes, but then I realized not all 13 episodes have been preserved. So I'm like, I'm just jumping into it. I have to talk about it. Has been the craziest deep dive to the fact that Zach Dyer, our friend over at This Toy Makes Me Happy, when I mentioned to him, do you remember Chimp Lips Theater? His response was, is that like Lancelot Link? Lancelot Link is from the fucking 70s. And it's a chimpanzee dressed up like Sherlock Holmes solving mysteries. So
I used
it's
to watch
also
Lancelot Link on TV Land when it first started as a channel.
That does not surprise me at all, because we loved fucking chimpanzees just being treated like garbage. And that's the real thing about it, is that you have the whole no animals were harmed during the filming of this, and the animal humane thing, but I'm like, I doubt it. Like, these guys, chimpanzees are not like human beings who are like excited that they're on television. They have no say in what they're making them do. I don't know.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned earlier you don't know what the gender was. Do you know that traditionally all on-screen animals are females, specifically so that they don't have sex organs hanging out?
Raging boners? Yeah.
Yeah, but so I can almost guarantee you that every chimp that you see on that screen is probably a female chimp. So,
but they do like some of the stuff. The second episode, you want to talk like predecessor to the Me Too movement. Murray Price, the titan of talk shows, he buys Marina a baggy baby or a beanie baggy. I don't remember the name of it, but it's like making fun of the Beanie Baby craze, because this is all like 1999 television.
Yeah.
And I just remembered that we're recording a show and not just talking to each other. I'm so sorry. But yeah, so like that episode, and that Beanie Baggy like is able to hypnotize her in order to do whatever Murray tells her to. Like, that's a whole fucking plot point in that episode. And then the third episode is Timmy driving a blue Mustang, and it's all about the O.J. Simpson thing and how like TV channels never got like the same sort of ratings as when they were watching that white Bronco. So like not the owner of the network. The owner of the network is named Ford Carter. So it's like a Gerald Ford, Jimmy Carter reference. Ford Carter is the president and owner of the network, but Harry Waller is the president of the network, and he tells the intern, oh yes, I need you to go out there. I need you to just drive around. And then he calls the cops, and he's like, oh yes, there's a fugitive on the run. He's in a blue Mustang. And it's like, holy fuck. Like, this is what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
It's real interesting satire, and it's like, I didn't expect a memory of Chimp Lips Theater, specifically Grape Lollipop, like something that I saw when I was probably 11 years old. I say on my 40th birthday. This is not releasing on my 40th birthday. We're recording on my 40th birthday just to make sure that everybody's on the same page. Like, it's just wild. Like, I'm going to finish all of the episodes of the Chimp Channel that are available on YouTube. I've really been enjoying it. But do you know what that led me to? All of these Fox Kids, like, pilots a la Chimp Lips Theater?
No. What?
Oh, so first of all, I did not remember that Fox Kids, for all of our talk about Fox Kids, used to have a weekly countdown show about music on Sunday mornings. Like, competing with American Top 40, here comes Fox Kids with the songs voted by the children as the most popular in the country that year. I have not been able to find any episodes of that, but that is what, like, the bumper is during the credits, is, hey, we got another Fox Kids countdown tomorrow. Make sure you call in and give us the names of the songs you're listening to. But what it also led me to in terms of like pilots. Do you know what Trey Parker and Matt Stone were doing in 1995 besides Orgasmo?
I mean, 95 is when probably about the time they had started shopping around the South Park short.
Yeah, so South Park comes out like 97. Because that's the whole thing is why they did the 27, 28.
But the reason they even get to the reason they even get to do it in 97 though is that for like years beforehand they were passing around the holiday short. Right?
The holiday short, exactly. That holiday short, I have to imagine, is what got them 2 pilots on Fox Kids for a musical romp through history called Time Warped. I tried to say it like Trey Parker, I'm sorry. But Time Warped, and I've watched half of the first pilot for that show, which is based on Aaron, who is like Moses' smarter friend. Moses is essentially portrayed as like a stoner, and the burning bush told Moses that you should have Aaron do all of the talking for you.
So is it was live action? It was live action.
It's live action. The opening of it is like with your narrator, and I don't remember the narrator's name, but then they talk about all the actors in it, and it's like featuring I'm on welfare, and it's the guy from Cannibal who does Let's Build a Snowman, we can make him our best friend, and they show in like the clips, they show 2 clips. No, they show 1 clip from Cannibal the Musical. And then they show Trey Parker as Juan Sanchez, which was like his acting nom de plume for a while. I guess nom de guerre would be it, right? Because nom de plume means writing. Nom de guerre is like assumed name for mischief. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yes.
I am almost done with 240s. Just for the record, both of them are below the tape. For anybody who's keeping track. But yeah, so, and they show Trey Parker as Juan Sanchez, and it is legitimately 2 shots from Cannibal the Musical. It's him on the horse singing Spadoinkle Day, and him about to get hanged at the end of the movie. And then so it's all people who are in Cannibal the Musical who are featured, including the reporter. I don't remember her fake name or the actress's name in real life. But they use a lot of shit from Cannibal the Musical in what is supposed to be a kid's pilot. And then legitimately the first song is just a shot-for-shot remake of Spadoinkle Day, but with Trey Parker portraying Aaron on a camel in the desert, and it's like yippee yippee yi, and it's just like, it's so incredible. And I'm watching it, and I've only watched half of it because like other people have been in the room and they're like, I'm fucking done with this. And I get that. I understand not wanting to watch this, what's going on. But like legit, they just rework a bunch of Cannibal stuff to be a kids show on Fox Kids in 95 before South Park hits. That'll be in supplemental materials. I'll share the first episode of Time Warped. I think as 2 people who watch pilots, we should probably look into Time Warped.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Wild.
I had no idea that
wild.
they ever did this, that these 2...
Yeah, it just came, like, as I was looking at all these Fox Kids pilots, I saw Time Warped as, like, one that aired this one time, and I'm like, wasn't that, like, Trey Parker who did it? And then I, like, look, I'm like, oh my god, I wonder if that's available. And I found both of them are available. The first one is Aaron, which is essentially the Passover story, and the second one is set in Rome, and I've never even started that one. But yeah, it's been a really interesting time watching pilots, which is where I tell you, Sejin, can I tell you about the nightmare that I fucking had New Year's Eve and New Year's Day?
Oh dear, yeah, please. What?
I'm gonna hit my mouse with the bottom of my thing so that maybe screen didn't come back on. I had a nightmare that we had recorded for 2.5 hours, and I had forgotten to set you to recording.
Oh God. Oh.
Like, and I woke up at 5:30 in the morning, cold sweat, like for real nightmare sort of reaction to, oh my God, I fucked up an episode of the Say Report.
Oh man, you did just check to make sure we are recording, right?
I'm trying. I am now, like, Dale was responsible. I thought she might talk before she left, but she came down. I came down with both of the 40s on my hands, but still sealed, so that, like, walking down the stairs, I didn't lose anything. She called you, and then she started us recording, and then she very silently left the room. That's what an AV professional can do. If you're looking for an AV professional, Dale Decker is available. But then, because I haven't, like, usually I'm playing with the mouse, making sure that I can see that we're still recording and everything, the screen has fallen asleep as I sit here with two 40s on my hands, and now I'm, like, very nervous that maybe I didn't set you to record. A la my dream. It wasn't a dream, no. It was an omen of the future. In which case, I'm still releasing this episode as our 468th episode with 0 sieging. So that, like, you know what? You'll appreciate him more. You'll see what an episode of the Say Report is like without siege.
Oh shit. Man, it's just basically you get to fill in the blanks.
It's like a for real choose your own adventure episode of the Say Report. Oh goodness. Man. Oh, buddy. How have you been? Right? I've really led this charge. What have you been up to since last we talked?
Oh man, it's been the holidays and stuff are always kind of a pain in the ass. But now that we're through them, like, it was good to see everybody and do everything. It was just crazy. But looking forward to, like,
just to interrupt you, right hand empty. Just for the record.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's, I've been trying to dive into all of the stuff that I got for Christmas as far as, like, some games and stuff go, including one you sent my way. You sent me River City Ransom. I was just playing a little bit of that this morning.
I saw that this morning that you were playing. First of all, both of my hands are empty. I have finished both of them. I wish I could see what time it is that we're doing that. But now I have to do... It doesn't have anything on that Johnny Edward 40 hands about extricating yourself from the bottles. There's no rule about that.
No, not that I can see on here. No. You're asking? I'm not seeing any rule about that.
Oh God, I lost my headset. I can't hear you anymore. So I have to get these bottles off my hands because I can't hear you. I lost my headphones. So hopefully you're saying something interesting. Why don't you tell the people about River City Underground and your time with it in this brief time while I try to extradite myself from these two bottles on my hands.
You can't hear me at all. So you sent me a copy of River City Underground, and it's really wild. It's River City Ransom. It is done in an 8-bit style, but then the animations are a little bit smoother than you'd expect from 8-bit. So, like, it's got a really interesting kind of styling to it. But then on top of that, it's also got a lot of really cool mechanics for, like, leveling up and upgrades and things like that.
Just keep talking, Jim.
And then getting around is really wild. I found that I found, like, a door that, like, I could climb up to.
God, I hope you're actually recording. Go to a different area. Because if not,
so, like, there was all sorts of really cool stuff about it that made it a little bit more modern than River City.
My right hand is free.
I imagine puts it more in line with, like, some of the River City.
Jesus Christ!
Like. Games that you've not knockoffs, but, like, spin-offs or homages that you've been playing. But it's a blast.
It is. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. The reason why I sent you River City Underground is apparently it's getting delisted, which is fucked up to me when I really consider that. Like, I saw that it was $3 for the Steam Winter Sale, and I'm like, oh god, that's a good price. I should gift this to a bunch of people. But then I saw that it's getting delisted. They're in the process of delisting the game because apparently they've lost the licensing rights to it, which is legitimately fucking crazy to me. Considering Bannon Rudis is still working on River City Girls. So, like, and the reason he got that job is because of his involvement with River City Ransom Underground.
That is really wild.
Right? Like, that's insane to me. Like, this is a guy who's still working with it. Way Forward has the license to keep doing these games. I would be surprised if we saw River City Girls 3, but also based on the, like, still success of the games, it really would make sense. But the
They'll
fact
probably
that
do another River City Girls 0, right? Like some type of like
In universe, but different
storyline type stuff, yeah.
well, River City Girls 0 is legitimately just Banka, the SNES game that introduced Mizako and Kyoko. But like given an English translation for the first time ever. Actually given 2 English translations for the first time ever. I am free! Holy shit. Oh, Siegen. What time is it? How long have we been recording? Don't
not
fall
that
down.
long, but
No, not that long at all. I'm a pretty good drinker. If for anybody who's like curious about that,
I'm a pretty good driver.
I'm an
Definitely.
excellent drinker. Hold on, don't fall down. Ugh. God, oh, it feels so good to have my hands again. Not gonna say the password out loud.
Nice.
32 minutes. That feels real good for like finishing 240s.
And I am recording, right?
Yeah, you are actually recording. Oh, Jesus.
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, so I was playing a little bit of that. I've been playing, for some reason, I've been diving like headfirst into a bunch of the South Park games. You know what it is? I want to play the South Park, what's the tower defense game that they had put out on Xbox like years ago.
Uh-huh.
Like there was this tower defense game. You could play it multiplayer. It was funny. It had a lot of really good character references. It hit a lot of the same sweet spots that the Ubisoft games do. It's just it was a very different type of game, and I just can't find it anywhere. I don't like not even like not even like secondhand somewhere, you know, like I can't find any way to get my hands on it, which is a bit of a bummer because I used to play that game for hours, and it's kind of like in my want to play that I have just been playing some of the other ones. I tried Snow Day.
Did
the,
you
like,
finish
newest one,
Stick of Truth before we go like further? I don't know if you said it again. There was a time where I didn't have headset on, but like, did you finish Stick of Truth at this point?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Stick of Truth. I've done a second run on.
Oh Jesus!
I've
And you've beaten
I did well. So those
Fractured
games
but
are
Whole?
really. Those games are also like really short. That's the other thing is that especially if you know what you're kind of doing and what you're getting into, like even if you were to do 100% completion, I have done the Fractured Butthole twice in the last like month and a half. Once on my PlayStation, and then I actually went through it again on my PC because what I wanted to do on the PC is I had access to all the DLC that I didn't have on the
Gotcha.
PS5. So I dove into that and so like I've gone through that game twice in a month and a half. It is not a hard or long game. Like really, at most, you could streamline that game in less than 15 hours, I bet. But doing everything, it's usually about a 40-hour experience for me.
Yeah.
Because there is just a whole bunch of stuff you can go looking for. There's a whole bunch of costumes. There's a whole bunch of side quests. There's a whole bunch of like fun character stuff that you can do. Like you know, it's really interesting. There's a I don't know how to put it. There's like
like a goal mechanic, like an achievement mechanic in Fractured Butthole, where like you're for every costume you get, you hit certain levels, and you're either a novice costumer or a master costumer, things like that, right? And depending on what level you're at, depends on some XP that you get, depends on some access that you have to certain things, to the crafting ability. You have to be a certain level in order to craft. So there's a really nice build to all of that, right? But the thing is that you can top out those achievement markers long before you ever actually 100% getting all of that stuff. So like the costume one, just to stick to the same example, like you can get to the master level of the costuming thing, and there's still like 2/3 of the costumes left in the game for you to find or make or whatever, just because like the games are just so full of stuff, right? And so like that's what I'm saying is that like you could go through that game and win that game, quote unquote, have credits roll within like 15 hours if you really wanted to. But if you want to like sit and live in the world of South Park for 30 hours, you can do that too. And that's just one of them, right? So like playing both of them though, I can get through both of them probably within about a 50-hour time span, which is, so like that's about the average length for me with one game. The fact that I can do two in that time frame is pretty tight, and still feel like they're pretty hefty games. Like, I mean, no matter how much you want to dive into them, they feel so meaty. And that's the thing is that, so I tried Snow Day, and it was not a well received or in it game. It's in the world of Fractured Butthole and Stick
In
of
the
Truth, but it is not...
defense of Snow Day though, excuse me, the fact that it was only a $40 game when it released, oh my god, I'm hiccuping like a fucking Looney Tunes character in a 50s cartoon. I apologize. The fact that the Snow Day game was not like a $60 or even $70 game, like that really told me something. Like I was at like the North Attleboro Walmart and I could have bought it 2 days after release for $40. The fact that people were mad about that game, I understand that it wasn't as deep as Stick of Truth or Fractured But Whole, but they knew what they were giving you and they charged accordingly. And I have to give them credit for that.
I think the bigger thing that is that, and you mentioned this yourself a couple of days ago, or a couple of recordings back, where you were like, "Oh, I think I have to play the games because those games are actually canon in the universe." And like, yeah, they are. Like that's one of the things about those two games that people really adored and that I personally latched onto is that there's also just so much fucking lore that goes on in those that is not only like hinted at, but is like progressed. Like there's stuff that you learn about characters in that then end up coming back in the show later, and there's like ways in which especially Fractured Butthole, because you have a lot of stuff going on with characters that were first introduced in the show. This is the one where you have Mysterion, where you have Kenny playing Mysterion the whole time, and like the stuff that goes on between him and his sister in it. I mean, they have an entire DLC pack dedicated to it, and like that is something that then is impacted in the ways in which his relationship is with her in the show, which is really cute. Like I love the ways in which his character in specifically his superhero character in the show, like one of his leading things is like protecting his sister, and like it comes in like a really funny like vampire DLC that they do for the game, right? Like it's great. Vampires at Casa Bonita, it's amazing.
You know what?
It's
I know that this is completely off fucking topic, but please excuse me. I've consumed 80 ounces of malt liquor at this point. And also, for the listener, we're going to an hour. I know that I finished this at 32 minutes or even a little bit before I extricated myself. You're getting an hour-long episode of the Say Report on my birthday. That is my judicial decision. But remember Infamous's vampire fucking DLC? Did you ever play that?
Oh, yeah. The Carnival of Blood, right?
Yeah, it was so fucking good. Like, as good as Infamous is, I have not played Infamous First Light or whatever the PS4 one was. And they're like, Naughty Dog has been like slow, sort of like teasing the fact that we're going to get another game in the Infamous universe. But the vampire DLC was one of my favorite experiences playing video games, just like full stop. It was such a good way to modify that world. I apologize.
Yeah.
Please
No.
continue.
So anyway, those two games, Stick of Truth and Fractured Butthole, are very near and dear to a lot of fans' hearts, and on top of that, there is so much content. It is so deep. It is so like, and to your thing about the pricing on it, they've always, that game has been on sale. Those games have both been on sale pretty much nonstop for the last like 2 years. Like I know during Christmas you could get them both for like $10 altogether, including all of their DLC, which is one of the reasons why I was
I'm
jumping
playing
back
on the
into it, too, was I was seeing
PC,
it
right?
everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like there's all this stuff about those games that people love, and Snow Day doesn't do any of it. So like it's just disappointing because of the amount of work and love that clearly went into the other two games. I mean, to the point where we know that the South Park team has suffered crunch issues in their history, right? There's been a big thing for them about how quickly they can put an episode out, depending on, like what it is they want to say in an episode. They may even like do things like hold things back and all that sort of stuff. So crunch is already an issue, I think, for the team working on South Park. Take that and then apply it to the world of video games, and I'm sure that it's a million times worse, right? Like I can't imagine the crunch time that was going on with those two games because of how much content is just in them, right? But Snow Day just doesn't have that feel to it, and it's an interesting idea. Is like, well, yeah, they kind of just rode on the coattails of those two games to give us another video game to play. We can't really be too mad about that, right? But at the same time, it just seemed to it didn't seem to fit in with those other games, right? And there's other South Park games kind of in the that are kind of hit or miss in that regard. I remember one of the first big games I ever played on the N64 was a South Park game. Was it? It's
like just the South Park. It's just called South Park. The one where you fight like turkeys in the first level and you throw snowballs.
Yeah, you throw snowballs. But wasn't there something about like? It was just called South Park?
I think it's just 64? The South Park game. To be complete, $17.99 beer bong. Oh my god!
Where are those Devon people?
South Park video.
So there
game.
was South Park N64, but there was like a chef game, wasn't there? Somewhere
the chef game was sort of like Mario
South Park,
Party.
South Park Rally. Yeah, Chef's Love
Chef's
Shack.
Love Shack. Yeah. South Park Rally was the racing game. Let's Go Tower Defense is the one that you're talking about from before. There was also Tenorman's Revenge.
Yeah, so there's been these weird games here and there that people have sometimes liked, but generally haven't really moved the needle until you get to the Obsidian Ubisoft era with these two games, with Stick of Truth and Fractured Butthole. At which point, then it became this huge thing that like people were like, these are important pieces of the South Park experience, and like. And it's wild to me, in 2025 to be still looking at South Park as like a culturally relevant and important thing, but it is, right? Especially.
Did you watch any of season 27 or 28? Have you seen any of the modern, like the stuff that released last year? Yeah.
So I have not. No. Just I am probably about 10 seasons behind, to be frank, and it is something that I'm slowly watching as I have Paramount for a little bit right now. It's not like top of my list or priority to watch, but it's also not something that like it is an easy one for me to pick when I don't know what else to put on. You know what I mean? Like South Park is an easy go-to for me. So
I don't mean to. First of all, I am drunk. This is me admitting 44 minutes into the episode, I am drunk right now. I am not even buzzed. I don't know. I'm glad that I'm recording what I'm about to say because there ain't no fucking way I would remember it otherwise. My friend Justin, we went out to lunch at Smoky Bones like in November. And he's like, everybody's talking about how political South Park has become. And I'm like, bro, it's always been political. We were just stupid fucking 7th graders who didn't realize it. Because, like, Sexual Harassment Panda, the Amazon episode, right? Like, everybody, like, save the Amazon. Like, the show has always been political. We're just now old enough to understand the politics that they're satirizing. And what they've done in 27 and 28 is such a good look at everything that's going on politically. Like, they're freaking... what is the word I'm looking for here? Critiques on Trump as a president and critiques on the people that Trump has surrounded himself with is excellent. And one of the main reasons why, after I finish my backlog, which recording here right now, Metroid Prime 4, Pokemon ZA, Silk Song, Dragon Quest III 2D HD Remake, once I finish those 4 games, I'm going to play Stick of Truth and Fractured But Whole, because I need to know, because in the series finale of season 28 of South Park, they brought back the fucking, oh my god, what are they called? The Woodland Critter Christmas.
Okay.
They brought back those characters, and all of the South Park, like, personalities whose videos I watch on YouTube are like, this is the first time we've seen the Woodland Critters since the Fractured But Whole, when Cartman becomes the ruler of South Park. And, you know, they've always been, like, imaginary until this episode. So I'm very excited to play these games. I just have too many fucking games that I'm in the middle of. I was really excited. I am so fucking drunk, CJ. I'm glad I have my hands free. I was hoping to finish Metroid Prime 4 because Claude was able to finish Metroid Prime 4 before Beat 'em Up Boys on Monday. And I just went hard on trying to collect all the green energy crystals for, like, the altar of memory. So I didn't finish. I'm very close. I'm mad at Metroid Prime 4. Sorry for the detour from South Park video games. But the mines, the great mines. Hey, Sejin, do you know what is, like, just a universal fact?
Wait, what? Devin, speak the truth to me through your beer goggles. What do you see?
Great minds think alike.
What?
Whatever. The 5th biome in Metroid Prime 4 is called Great Minds. And, like, can I tell you, I'm like, I feel like I'm 3/4 through the Great Minds because legitimately all of my buddies that I have made throughout Metroid Prime 4, spoilers for Metroid Prime 4, just in case I don't want to alienate any listeners, all of them have done, like, noble sacrifices. Fucking Duke is dead, Armstrong is dead, View and then some fucking number 355 maybe is fucking dead. Like, I'm Samus fucking Aran. You guys do not need to noble sacrifice yourselves for me. I'm so fucking mad at Metroid Prime 4 because in the Great Minds, it becomes like a gameplay mechanic that if you make too much noise, you summon grievers, which are like the villains of the game. If you make too much noise, you summon grievers. And, like, then you come to points in the game where you have to use a missile in order to progress. And my little fucking buddy that I'm with, better it's Yuri Armstrong or View fucking 3 digits that I do not recall, they take the time like, Samus, please do not use missiles. It will summon grievers. Like, shut the fuck up! I get it. I know that missiles will summon grievers. I'm also Samus Aran, the deadliest fucking bounty hunter in the galaxy.
Oh man, I mean, but that's always the problem in those kinds of stories, right? Is like, there's this idea that that your character is supposed to be this kind of like unstoppable force, but they still have to be video gamey about it.
Oh yeah, well, yeah. So like multiple times, it's like you need to fight off the grievers until I can get this done, and I'm like, I'm Samus fucking around. I haven't been able to confab with Claude. But I am curious if he got all of the upgrades that are available in the desert. Metroid Prime 4 sucks. This is drunk Devin talking. Drunk Devin Dean Decker, a.k.a. the 4D, in the microphone right now. Metroid Prime 4 sucks because of the open world. And I know you didn't hear the air quotes, but understand, there are air quotes around open world. It is just a big fucking empty desert that you ride a motorcycle in, and that you have to pay $30 for amiibo support in order to have like music play while you're in that fucking desert, Sejin. Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
That's really weird. That's a weird choice.
Yeah, it's But, like, I have found all of the shrines. I have completely 100%ed the desert area. And the shrines give you a charge shot. So, how familiar are you with Metroid? Is the question I'm asking you. I'm so fucking drunk right now.
Pretty familiar, though. Like, what do you mean? What do you...
So...
Are you asking about mechanics? Are you asking about story? What do you mean?
So, like, you understand that you unlock shots in Metroid games? Right. Metroid Prime 4, in addition to your missile, you unlock a ice, fire, and thunder shot. And then if you explore the desert enough, these are not required. And what I want to know from Claude, maybe he'll have listened to this episode, I doubt it, but you better believe when we do Beat 'em Up Boys tomorrow, Monday night, I'm going to ask him, did you get the charge thunder shot and then the super thunder shot? And then like fire and ice also have that. In addition to like the regular thunder, fire, and ice, you get a charged thunder, fire, and ice, and then you get a super thunder, fire, and ice. Which, like, my favorite part is the super thunder shot, because it legitimately turns Samus Aran into a fucking Ghostbuster. Don't ask me for more information about that. I am not able to elucidate it at this time.
Oh, right. All right, man.
But, like, I'm curious if he picked up what are legitimately optional upgrades for the character that are rewarded by filling out the map in the desert, which, to quote Claude, is fucking tedious. My biggest fear about Metroid Prime 4 was the open world nature of it, because it's not really an open world. It's just a big empty fucking desert that you have to traverse in order to go from biome to biome. Where, like, in Super Metroid, you enter a door and suddenly you're in fucking Norfair or the wrecked ship. Instead, like, you'd open that door and then there's a big empty fucking desert and you have to cross that desert on a fucking motorcycle before you get to the next biome. Like, okay. Metroid Prime 4, I haven't done any research on it because I just want to enjoy the game. But it legitimately feels like we added a big, empty, fucking tedious desert that you have to traverse between the biomes. I'm so fucking drunk right now. I'm glad that this episode ends in 6 minutes. Yeah,
man.
So you find these upgrades while you're traversing the desert, but in the mines, like, you've met all these people, and everybody was mad about Miles. Like, if you go back and look at the internet, everyone was mad about this kind of like nerdy sort of male Mary Sue character named Miles, who's introduced in the trailers. But you meet so many other characters. You meet Duke, you meet Yuri Armstrong, you meet View 335, you meet Toshihiro. And, like, I'm in the mines, and they've all fucking sacrificed themselves. View 355, that's his name now. I don't care what his actual name is. That's what we're calling him on the Say report. View 355, before his noble fucking sacrifice, all the air quotes in the world, legitimately fastball specialed Samus Aran. Are you familiar with the fastball special, Sejin?
Yes.
For anybody not familiar with the fastball special, it's when Colossus would throw Wolverine. Like, it was their team up attack.
Yeah, Colossus specifically, but he would also do it with, like, the Hulk and stuff, wouldn't he?
Yeah, anybody who throws Wolverine, it's a fastball special, but the original time that it was done was with Colossus.
Yeah.
Like, legitimately views like, I think I can get you to the next checkpoint, Samus. Please turn into a morph ball. And it was done in, like, computer voice, like, Samus, please transform into a morph ball so I may make you to the next checkpoint. And you turn into a morph ball, and View 355 grabs you and fucking just chucks you across this fucking chasm. And then you watch as he is just fucking overwhelmed by fucking grievers. I have to watch my, like, Gollum pilot die, and it breaks my heart, Siege, and it legitimately breaks my heart. But all I can think about is the fastball fucking special. First done by Colossus and Wolverine. Did they do that in the first Astonishing X-Men by Joss Whedon? Which, like, fuck Joss Whedon, by the way.
I mean, maybe what I as far as I know, they've done it a bunch of times, so maybe they did it in that.
I don't know. I just remember my favorite part about 2026 is that we get to do The Last Stand. I love The Last Stand, and it is the reason that got me reading Joss Whedon's Astonishing X-Men. I bought the trade paperback. I don't know what we were talking about. Full disclosure to anybody who's listening to this episode, for some fucking reason, the garage band was recording backwards. So I had to shut everything off and restart this recording from right fucking here. Regardless, the great minds of Metroid Prime 4, I have watched all these characters who I have not fallen in love with, but they clearly wanted me to fall in love with, sacrifice themselves for Samus Aran because, oh no, there's too many enemies. But it's like, I'm Samus Aran, right? Like, I work alone for a fucking reason. Do you know how many enemies I've killed in Super Metroid in my, like, human lifetime, Sejin?
Yeah. I know, man.
What are we talking about? Regardless, once I finish Metroid Prime 4, once I finish Pokemon ZA, once I finish Hyrule Age of Calamity, which I did not mention before, once I finish Silksong, and once I finish Dragon Quest 3 2D HD Remake, my next games are South Park, The Stick of Truth, and then The Fractured Butthole. Because I need to know all of the lore that is legitimately fucking canon from those video games. Sejin, you can now talk. We're almost at an hour of an episode where I am so fucking drunk.
Yeah, man. But it's been fun to dive back into them and to kind of to see that stuff. You know, it's gotten me back into South Park in a way, and you know, it's interesting. I don't know, man. Like, we're at such a weird, fucked up time in terms of the
political landscape of this country that like I'm kind of just looking for any fucking handhold I can at this point, you know?
I get that. I completely get that. So I watched a streamer. He was doing a 24-hour stream, and I was asleep. I went to sleep around like 1 o'clock in the morning, and then fucking One Little Slip from Chicken Little played at 3 a.m., and that BNL song woke me the fuck up. And I watched him play Chicken Little, and I don't think there was a Chicken Little game released in America, but there is a Japanese Nintendo GameCube Chicken Little game that I want to play the fuck out of.
Was it not released in America? I thought there was a
I don't know if it was ever released in America. Maybe it was. Maybe I don't know. But it woke me up at 3 a.m. and I watched that. And I don't even know what the fact of the story is. But I don't even know. I'm sorry. I'm so fucking gone right now.
Yeah. No, so there was definitely it was released in America. If it's the same one, I guess. It was a Buena Vista self-titled game that basically just went along with the movie from like it just kind of followed the plots of the movie, right? Or was there something else going on?
As far as I know, yeah, it just follows the plot of the movie. I mean, it played One Little Slip by the Bare Naked Ladies, which woke me up like half asleep. I don't know what I was doing when I brought this up. I think it's time to end this episode. We're at an hour and a minute, and I don't know what's going on, Sejin. I'm so happy that I finished 40 ounces in like half an hour. I'm proud of myself for that, but I'm gone. I just sent you potentially a ROM or ISO for South Park Let's Go Tower Defense. Hopefully that
Excellent.
Works for you. I hope that works for you.
We'll
But
see.
Sejin, we gotta wrap this episode up because I'm fucking gone, brother. I don't even remember what we fucking talked about. I am excited to talk about this. But like last looks, anything else you want to make sure we talk about before I attempt in my very, very alcohol altered state to do our usual like goodbye to the people.
Yeah, no. Also, just because I had mentioned in some past episodes about going to see SpongeBob in theaters before Christmas, we had talked a little bit about that. I did also get out to go see the new Five Nights at Freddy's.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't
Very
know,
nice.
man. There's just some other crazy stuff going on this year as far as movie stuff goes. Apparently, supposedly, we're gonna have Doomsday by the end of the year. I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, if it's not released in 2026, they fucked themselves over. Are there 3 trailers currently? The Captain America will return in Doomsday, the Thor will return in Doomsday, and Cyclops will return in Doomsday? Or like the comic accurate Cyclops costume, is that just something that leaked on the internet? I don't know. I have not looked into it.
I don't know. The problem is that with a bunch of this stuff is that there's been a whole bunch of stuff going around based off of trailers that were not even real.
That were AI.
So,
yeah, which is fucking crazy.
yeah. So right. So we need to kind of parse through some of that stuff, I think, first before we go too deep into that. Part of me wants to just completely remain ignorant of anything about that movie before I go to see it. I'm not saying I'm not going to go see it, but part of me wants to kind of ignore the marketing as much as I possibly can.
The one thing that you can't ignore about the marketing for Doomsday is that it comes out December 18th of 2026. Like, go fuck yourself. That is so fucking long for that to happen, Sachin. I don't know. Apologies from Devin Decker for anything I may have said or done during this episode. I didn't do anything to get myself canceled, right, Sejin? Can you confirm that for me?
Not in the moments we actually recorded.
That's good. That's very good. Yeah. That time where everything broke down, I got real, Devin Decker. No, the thing I'll say is that Wicked for Good released like the 30th of December on digital. So we watched it because my mom and I went and saw Wicked for Good, but Dale hadn't seen it. Have you seen Wicked for Good a second time, or was it just your first time in theaters?
That's my first time in theaters.
It was way better the second time through.
Good.
From me. I really enjoyed it. Like, we had taken a pretty firm stance that, like, going forward, it would probably be forgotten. It's a pretty good movie on its own. I know you have to see the first one, but, like, it was far more enjoyable than I was expecting the second time around. So I'm very happy to say that. Anything else you want to make sure we say before I finish this episode?
Not at all, man.
All right. So the last thing I have to say is that somehow, some way, just like Palpatine in Rise of Skywalker, Say Report Jr. has returned. Did you listen to our younger siblings episode that they released this past Thursday for the 1st of 2026?
Yeah, you popped it up in the shared Discord, and I was very surprised. I was delighted for January 1st to get such a New Year present.
Yeah, I have not listened to the full episode yet, but they did a hot topic. I love that Say Report Jr. has their own like special episode categorization the way that we do, and hot topics are kind of their time capsule episodes. And they watched New Year's Eve, and they did a full episode on it, 2 hours plus. So if you're looking for something that is not a drunk Devin and a put upon Siegen, go search out Say Report Jr. to listen to. I'm so proud of our fucking little siblings, Siegen. Can I just say that?
Yeah. And New Year's Eve is a great one to talk about, because that movie is insane.
Yeah. And I'm glad that they're doing it, because we're like the kind of show where we agreed that we weren't going to cover Love Actually, which means that we're probably not going to cover Valentine's Day, New Year's Eve, or Mother's Day in the Gary Marshall cinematic universe. But, like, I'm glad that we have Say Report Jr. First of all, I'm glad they're back. I love that the spinoff of this show exists, where it's your younger brother and my younger sister having a conversation, where Will's older sister is like, she's not their quizmaster. Liz Fournier, I don't know what her married name is, but she definitely does the outro for them, which I think is just inspired. Zach and Dale took a real fucking, they took the bull by the horns to do their spinoff of our show. And I'm happy that it's back. I really am. But all of that being said, thank you for listening to this episode of the Say Report, where I got drunk on 80 ounces of Old English alcohol, malt liquor. If you want to keep the conversation going, you can join us in our Discord. Invitations to join are available wherever we are on social media, which as of this recording is still Facebook and X, formerly Twitter. Just find your way to our About section and there'll be an invitation to join. If you're not on social media, like Siegen, Siegen's not on social media, so I'm not judging you for that. You can contact us directly via thesayreport@gmail.com, and we can facilitate you with an invitation to join the Discord. Or if you're against the Discord in general, which I completely fucking understand, social media is a real problem in 2026. In our first episode of 2026, you can just contact us via thesayreport@gmail.com, and we will communicate with you via email, just like it's the late 90s when chimp dubbed entertainment ruled the airwaves, or like the Civil War, which Ken Burns did. One day, Siegen, can I be completely honest with you? I would love it if Ken Burns, who will somehow outlive both of us, does a YouTube video or a documentary for PBS where he has to read sayreport@gmail.com emails a la his Civil War documentary. That would really just make my fucking day. But you can contact us via gmail.com. And if it's for me, Devin Decker, or him, Stephen Sarwick, just make sure you put the name in the subject line and it will be distributed to the Say Reporter of your choice. All of that being said, please remember that anything that is submitted to us via the sayreport@gmail.com is open to being discussed via an episode. So CJ might be the only person that reads it, but there's a chance that he'll be like, so Devin, I got this email from Froxy fan Coca-Cola 22 who was
you received
like
a letter or something. Why are you so worried about this?
I don't know. It's one of those things where like it's not the early 2000s where it was the Wild West. There is legal stuff involved, and I want to make sure that we're protecting ourselves as legally as possible, especially since we don't actually have a lawyer on retainer for as much as I act like we do. But just understand, the most important thing to understand is that anything that you submit to us, whether it's via the Discord or via the sayreport@gmail.com, is open to being discussed on an episode. So just keep that in mind. All of that said, thank you so much for joining us for this very first Say Report of 2026, but not the last one of season 9. There's still one more episode. All that said, Sejan, anything else you want to say? I'm so drunk. I'm so sorry to throw it to you again. You good? You good, buddy?
Yeah,
right,
I'm
cool.
good, man.
All right, so that in mind, and from a very drunk 40-year-old Devin Decker, I have to say, William, please bring us home. Thank you so much for listening. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Say Report with your host Devin Decker and Stephen Sarwick. Please follow the guys on Twitter and Facebook by searching for The Say Report, and you can always subscribe on your podcast channel so it's delivered straight to you and you can enjoy it every week. With apologies to your mother, we'll see you next time.
Yeah, let's get Nick Jonas on this track, alright? Yeah. New Year's just happened, but it's the 4th. That's old news. Listen up, here we go. Devin, it's your birthday, the 4th of January. Saw that shit on Facebook, I thought, damn, I better hurry. I got you for your birthday, 4 girls coming your way. Got them checked so you ain't gotta worry about no herpes. Devin, keep it pumping like a bunch of bubbles heat. Got the people buzzing like the club's a swarm of bumblebees. Every shorty he takes home beat, popping out her teeth. Why you think that everybody calls him Double D? Please, Devin, it's your birthday. Devin, it's your birthday. Devin, it's your birthday. Devin, it's your birthday. It's Devin Decker time and you've been chilling up in first place. Devin, it's your birthday. 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 You tried it for 6 hours, now we earned it like a work day. Devin, it's your birthday. It started Walker Wednesday, eating with your friend Jay. Now I'm vegetarian and he'd say, is your friend gay? Nah, but I could pretend. In waiting for Devin Decker, I was gay in the end. Get it? You're one crazy friend. I'll keep this concise. You're so nice. You've seen me play at the barn like twice. Somebody get this manager a chain with some ice, no price. Like Devin, it's your birthday. Devin, it's your birthday. Devin, it's your birthday. Devin, it's your birthday. It's Devin Decker time and you've been chilling up in first place. Devin, it's your birthday. 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 You tried it for 6 hours, now we earned it like a work day. Devin, it's your birthday. Yeah, I had to do it. Happy birthday, you bastard. Yeah, oh, yeah. We out. Chill. Don't show anybody this track, okay? That's the number 2 fan right there. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop now.